You've made the decision to move abroad. The boxes aren't packed yet, but your emotions are. And right now, you feel a mix of excitement, of fear, of sadness and guilt all in one day. If that's you, stay here. I'll show you how to prepare emotionally for your move, so you leave feeling calm and grounded, not frantic and burnt out. I'm Hannah, a relocation coach for thoughtful professionals and their partners. And after 15 years of moving across 4 continents, I know emotional preparation matters more than the packing list does. Because if you don't handle the inner side of moving, it can hit you really hard later in homesickness, in doubt, or regret. In this video, I'm going to walk you through, firstly, how to prepare for the emotional highs and lows, then what to expect in the first 3 to 12 months abroad, and how to stay steady through the messy middle part. Stay until the end for a short reflection that makes your move feel more peaceful right away. Step 1, expect the emotional highs and lows. Many people expect excitement to last, but it doesn't. You're going to cycle through highs like adventure, novelty, energy, and then the lows like fatigue, homesickness, frustration, and that's normal. Nothing has gone wrong here. What can help you is actually naming the emotions when they show up. I'd like you to avoid labeling them as good or bad though, because labeling them actually just takes the power away slightly from them. It's also good to know what you're working with. A client of mine moved to Singapore not that long ago, and she reported back to me the classic crying in the supermarket scenario because she couldn't find the milk that she liked or needed, in fact. And that was the moment that actually she started adjusting, not failing, because the tears meant that she was finally letting herself to feel the weight of all these small changes that are inevitably going to happen. Rather than pushing through and pretending everything was fine, crying in the supermarket aisle is a completely normal thing to happen. And I'm going to guess that 50% of people moving to a new country have done it within their first few months of living overseas. So be ready, first-time movers, for that to happen. Micro action for you right here. Go ahead and write a short list of emotional highs and lows that you actually expect. Keep it somewhere visible. And when they arrive, you're going to recognize them instead of panic. Step 2, ground yourself in simple stability. In your first sort of 3, possibly even to 12 months abroad, your nervous system is working overtime because everything is new. The light, the sounds, the smells, the pace of life, even the way people communicate. Your brain is constantly scanning for patterns and familiarity, but finding very little. And again, this isn't a weakness, it's biology. Your mind needs anchors to feel safe while it's adapting. So I'm going to offer you a few things to try. Keep 2 daily rituals from your old life. So maybe in the morning you have a certain ritual of making a coffee or a tea in a certain way at a certain time. Maybe it's an evening walk. Maybe it's even watching TV programs from your old country if that's possible. Look into it. There's always a way. These remind your nervous system that some things remain constant, even when everything else has changed, which is probably why I still watch TV from the UK. Create one new ritual that connects you to the new place. So again, maybe you're always going back to the same cafe, perhaps it's the same day that you go, maybe it's the same bench that you're going to in a park, but try to keep it the same sort of time of the day. Again, this helps you build a sense of belonging without forcing it. So small consistencies give your internal stability the ability to feel more certain. They act as an emotional sort of torchstone, really, placing you in a place that you can return to when the world feels unfamiliar. So over time, these anchors become like bridges between your old and your new life. Micro action for you here. Pick 3 grounding rituals that you're going to decide upon. Write them down. Be specific about when and where you're going to do them. If any of this feels helpful already, I send out monthly newsletters with similar ideas and tools on relocation. Check out the details in the description box. I'd love to see you there. We're on to step 3. Stay steady through the messy middle. Oof, the messy middle. It's often around sort of month 3. It could stretch out to 6 months, 9 months, 12 months later. And it's when the novelty really begins to fade and real life begins, and then the comparison creeps in. What I want you to remember here is that everyone feels disorientated at this point because you're in an adjustment phase. So don't rush that settled feeling. Let's focus on connection here, not perfection. Practical support for you in the messy middle. It requires intentional action. So I'm going to ask you to meet one person this week. This doesn't mean forcing friendship, it means showing up. Maybe you're able to link up with someone, go to a cafe. Maybe you're able to get yourself to a class or a co-working space or some kind of a community event. Even brief interactions help your brain register that you're not invisible in this new place. And over time, some of these encounters, they're going to become your connections really naturally. All right, so another thing you can try this week is to join a local online group. And this could be something in the place that you're planning on moving to, right? Because I'm talking to you before the move. So get onto Facebook. Yes, even if you are younger than myself, Facebook groups are really great for meetups and for meeting new people. There's an expat Facebook group anywhere or internationals Facebook group anywhere. And you might even choose to do it with your own nationality at first. So I always find that that's just a little bit easier. If you're moving to a new place, I'll then look up Brits in wherever I am. And that's usually a really good sort of first footing. It doesn't mean that all my friends will be British, but it can just be that little safety net that I tend to do as one of my first things. Maybe you can also check out forums, hobby-based communities as well. And these give you a head start before you move. You can ask practical questions here, you can learn cultural nuances, and you can really start to begin to recognize the faces before you arrive. And then hopefully when you do arrive, it's like a soft landing because you've got a soft network in place. And this reduces that feeling of starting completely from scratch in my mind. So another thing you could try is keep one regular call with someone that grounds you. That's an important part. Not someone who makes you feel guilty for leaving, but someone who reminds you of who you are underneath all of the change. This call becomes like a tether, not to pull you back, but to remind you that you're still you, even when everything around you is different. So an example of someone that I was working with, they moved not too long ago to a new place, and every Sunday they did something called a Sunday reset. And they committed to 3 things. 1, local adventure. So it might be going out to a new neighborhood, maybe it's going to the beach or going to the market. Then 1 check-in call home with a close family or friend, and 1 quiet meal together where they reflect on their week without judgment. So it wasn't elaborate, but it gave them like this rhythm that they could stick to. It kept them connected to each other and to their new city and to the people that they loved back home as well. And over time, that simple structure became like the backbone of an emotional stability for them. So another micro action for you. Plan 1 small ritual or connection for your first Sunday abroad. Write it down, make it specific. This becomes your anchor when everything else feels uncertain. Emotional preparation doesn't mean eliminating fear. It means trusting that you can meet whatever comes up. And recognizing that confidence grows when you stop trying to feel ready and start living through it. Before we wrap up, I want to pause for just 30 seconds. And I'm going to ask you to close your eyes if you can. Now think of one thing you're bringing with you to this new place, not a physical object, but a quality, a strength, or a value that's part of who you are. Maybe that's curiosity or resilience, kindness. Whatever it is, that's your anchor. You're not starting from scratch. You're carrying that with you. And then open your eyes. This week, I'm going to ask you to choose one small step to do. So from the list of things that we've talked about, you've got listing your highs and lows that you will expect to come up. Set 3 grounding rituals that you can take into your new life. Maybe you're planning one connection for your first Sunday abroad with someone back home, perhaps. Any of these will make you move calmer before you even begin it. Moving abroad isn't about fearlessness. It's about staying steady with the fear as it shows up. If you want support through your move, I offer 2 coaching programs. Firstly, The Right Move. It's an 8-session one-to-one program for professionals and partners deciding whether to relocate. And at the end, you're going to stop second guessing and you're going to feel calm, clear, and confident about your next steps. I also offer Finding Your Feet, which is an 8-session one-to-one program for people already living abroad who want to build their place, their purpose, and their community. You'll feel at peace with what you've left behind and build a life that you feel connected to. The links are both in the description box. And if you haven't already, go back to the start of this playlist to watch 5 signs you're ready to move abroad. It'll remind you why this whole journey started.